This is how we do it. All right, so this is the Lincoln Electric. This is the 125 well pack. And the important thing you need to know is that this is your wire speed and this is your voltage. Okay? The wire speed and voltage are going to be the things that you adjust when you, depending on what kind of metal you're welding. So just like the older welder that we had a digital readout, this is not a digital readout. This is just a dial. I'm going to turn this up to about 4. I'm going to go up to about B. Now, the different classifications for that are in the interior of the welder. It tells you what to do based on gauge, okay? So you can see 1/4 inch, which is probably what you're going to be welding, is D4. So 1/4 inch D4. That rod it was about 1/4 inch. This shows you how the welding gun is put together, and it kind of shows you a little bit of the approximate settings and how to connect pieces of metal here. I'm just going to show you a little practice welding right now, and I'm going to put it to that 1/4 inch setting, the D4. Okay. Actually, I'm going to put it to D3 because it says O35, which is the wire we have in there, is D3. Now, the wire we have in there is flux core wire. This is a gasless welding process. I left some of the parts in here. Just make sure they're free of the feed and all of the controls here. You want to be careful. You don't want to touch any of this while it's on. Because you can electrocute yourself, so just be careful with that. You shouldn't really need to get in here. You just want to look at the panel to tell you what to set your settings at. So I believe we said D3. So we're gonna turn this all the way to D. Then we're gonna keep that at 3, the wire speed. This is a little piece of scrap metal. I didn't have much at my house. I have mostly like aluminum and stainless here. So just want to make sure that your ground is connected to the metal that you're going to be welding. In your case, you always want to, you can use the table. My table is made out of concrete, so I'm not going to use the table. I'm just using a piece of metal. Okay? Remember this before, but you don't want to have a lot of wire coming out of here. That's kind of a lot. You kind of want to maybe cut that in half. I'm not going to cut it. I'm just going to weld it off. But also, I always told people to have the kind of, these are TIG welding gloves I have on. You can maybe have the lighter glove on the hand that you're going to use for a trigger. I'm using my right hand right now. And then a heavier glove on the left hand. So I'm just going to go ahead and just try to sample weld. Put my helmet on. Test it real quick. Wow, that's a little fast. Hold on. I'm just practicing this, but I turned it to 3D. That should be pretty easy for you to remember. 3D is the setting I have it at. For a 1/4 inch. And you can tell by the sound, it sounds right. Just make it little C formation. And you can see that looks pretty good. That one looks a lot better. And so just having that setting change. You can kind of see here, not the prettiest weld, but you should be able to see like little C formats here. See how the metal's laying over itself here. I just used a wire brush. Oh my God, it's so cold out here. I'm gonna do one more weld here. I'm gonna connect a piece. And you should probably start off by just like testing a little piece of metal. You know what I mean? I'm gonna go ahead and do that one and just kind of like connect it there just to show you what's up. Okay? All right. I'm holding it here and I'm just gonna hit it. That's just a tack weld. I'm going to do like I was telling you to do and just use my glove here as a little holder. And I'm just going to go 1, 2, 1, 2. So 1, 2. Boom. Usually I like to do that before I try to run a bead. And then I'm going to do a little C pattern like this. I'm just doing a dry run to show you my movement. Little bitty movements. Alright, I'm going to start. Alright, now after I'm done, you can see, you can kind of take a look at the weld. Not my best weld in the world, but you know it's there and it's sturdy. I can hit it, so I did a little C pattern there. And depending on what you need, if it's something really structural, you can go back over it again, just like this. I went right over that weld. Kind of beefed it up, so I know it's not going anywhere. Mostly, if you're just making forms with that rod, you're just going to be doing that first weld I showed you, the tack weld, where you do 1, 2, 1, 2. A little 1, 2. Boom. It's just like a hot glue gun, except you're doing it with metal. There's no gas involved. This is just flux core. So there you go. You can't get any easier than that. The setting is 3D. I couldn't have planned it better for you. 3D. So that's the setting. Your voltage is on D and the 3 is right there. And also, if you ever want to know and check it out, you can check here and look at the gauges of metal. Okay, it says for 035 3D is the actual setting. So you're all good there. This shows you how to take the nozzle apart. This is a consumable. So this little part here, you will need to take off. So I can twist that off. Like obviously you would want to cut this first. You can twist that off and change it, okay? You can twist this off as well. I'm doing this one-handed, but you would cut this and you can take the tip off. This tip here, the 035 tip, that's the thing that usually you burn out. There's some nozzle grease. So spray the nozzle spray on this every so many welds, every like 2 or 3 welds. Just like keep it clean. And then extra tips are in here. And then I also have extra tips if you go back to that first video. With the big welder, there's some other tips that are the same size. So that should be it. And check it out. Subscribe to my channel.